Hey, thanks for the intro, Nathan. I appreciate it. Welcome to Have a Drink and Let's Talk audio podcast, where we feature local Michigan talent like entertainers, musicians, songwriters, singers, entrepreneurs, local small business owners, political talk, and whatever else we feel like talking or venting about. If you're from Michigan and interested in appearing on a future podcast, you can email me at WEVMProductions@gmail.com and let me know what you'd like to promote or talk about, and I'd be happy to see what we can do for you. Okay, if you're ready, have a drink, because I already started. Hey, welcome to the podcast, and thanks for listening. Let's get things rolling here. I'm very happy to have this guest with me tonight. You can check him out at mcdrentertainment.com. It's the Donny Rod Show. He's the star of the Donny Rod Show, which is a special salute to Rod Stewart. His looks, personality, and sound are an uncanny resemblance of Rod Stewart, making you feel like you're watching the legend himself. You can also check him out at DonnyRod.com if you want. Here he is, folks. Rod Stewart tribute artist, Donny Rod. Welcome and thank you for doing this. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, Eddie. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. Well, you know the name of the podcast is Have a Drink and Let's Talk. So I am drinking a very, very large vodka and cranberry in my very, very large cup, and let me tell you, I'm very, very much enjoying it. I'm doing it up right tonight. So what are you drinking?
Well, actually, I was ready to sip me a little brandy for the great for the throat.
Oh, absolutely. Well, before we start getting into this, I just want to let everybody know that I really wish I could play a track you singing so the people could get the whole experience right here. But according to some rules and regulation of podcasting only, like who knew they even had that, you know? They won't let me. But if you join the WEVM Productions Facebook group page or WEVM Productions on YouTube, I have posted some Donny Rod audio and video clips for everybody to check out. And is there any place in particular they can check out your stuff as well, Donny?
Again, MCDR Entertainment. My manager, she's got her own production show as well, but she pretty much just books us, and not only myself, but other entertainers as well. But yeah, go ahead and check out her page, and you can see some different acts as well as my own.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Just to bring everybody up to speed, here's how I met you, and it's pretty wild.
Oh, crazy.
I was at a Freedom Rally last year in Sterling Heights, Michigan. I had a little sign set up with my little video camera. I was shooting some video and interviews for my YouTube channel, and I saw this massive group of people gathering, and I'm like, oh man, what's going on here, you know? So I thought I'd head over there, and once I made my way through the thing, I'm like, holy crap, it's Rod Stewart. And I'm like, you know, not really Rod, but you know what I mean? And I'm saying to myself, man, I got to get this guy on a video for my YouTube channel. And you were kind enough to grab the microphone, say a few words into it. And that's how we met with Annette. I used to go to school with Annette, and I found out she was your manager, and you were there with some other people from her show. And it was really cool. Actually, when I posted it up on YouTube, in less than 2 hours after I hashtag Donny Rod, Rod Stewart tribute artist, I had 126 hits on it. So within 2 hours, so that's pretty cool, man. You're quite popular.
Well, I don't know. It's an interesting profession, to say the least, you know. So people are always interested in performers, musicians, tribute artists. It gives them a little bit of, you know, I guess, ideas of what, if we can't see the real guy, why not let's see the next best thing?
Yeah. That's awesome. And dude, I was like, I saw you and I was like, oh man, it's like looking at Rod Stewart, man. So when I was preparing for this podcast, I would ask random people, I'd show them a picture, you know, and they go, oh, Rod Stewart, of course, you know. And some guy, Steve from Frasier, he's like, hey man, if you're doing a podcast with Stewart, man, ask him where he gets his clothes.
You know, I tell you what, it's not easy finding those kind of clothes. It really isn't. You just got to search the internet.
Yeah.
And there's actually a couple places I go to, Macy's, where I pick up some of my jackets and my blazers and some of my shirts. But sometimes when I have to get my shoes, that's a little bit harder to find. They like the sparkly silvers and
Oh yeah.
that kind of thing. But
Yeah, they don't have
all
Tom.
right.
They don't have Tom McCann's anymore.
No,
We're dating ourselves.
exactly. Don't tell nobody.
Yeah, I heard that. But yeah, that's cool.
Yeah,
So
but look at it this way: that I'm a young Rod. I'm not an old Rod,
there
but
you go.
I'm not a young Rod. I'm
Right.
somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, I'm a middle-aged Ed. So
There you go. There you go.
after working last week, though, I feel like an old Ed. I put in some overtime, so it was kind of crazy. But so let's hear what's Donny Rod been up to.
Well, funny you should ask. You know, a lot of times, tribute artists, musicians, they end up in the studio only at this time of year when, you know, this last year has been very traumatic with COVID, and you just can't get out and mingle and socialize and do as many shows as you want, and it really put a damper on the whole industry in general, the music industry in general. So a lot of people went to the recording studio. Again, there were limitations, 6 feet, you know, and masks and stuff. And then when you got to sing into a microphone that you got to immediately wipe down when you're done, you know.
Yeah.
So been doing a little recording. I don't have anything out yet. But a lot of times when I do my recording, it's tracks of his music.
Oh, okay.
And but I label it under, you know, and put obviously the rights. This is not my music.
Right.
You know, I'm just singing his music.
Yeah.
For copyright infringement problems. And
Yeah.
that
You know, it's really weird because I post. I played in a band myself for quite a few years, and I recently came across some old cassette tapes and that. So I've been making music videos with them.
Mhm.
And like with YouTube and Facebook and other genres, they don't care because you know, when you post them, because I'm not being monetized with it. But podcasting is a whole nother can of worms. I was tripping reading all these laws and stuff about it. But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
A lot of it are tribute artists that I've worked with. I really didn't do many of them. I did a few of them. I did some Zoom, actually Zoom events live in the evening.
Oh, okay.
I did some Facebook Live. But, you know, again, I stated on there, and most of the other musicians do as well. They stated on there that they don't own the rights to the music. So, but then we'll go live on Facebook, do Facebook Live, and ask, and people join in.
Sure.
And join it, and they get to stay or leave or whatever. So a lot of the performers have been doing that during COVID, just to keep their audience, you know, engaged still.
Sure.
And the ones that normally go to the shows. That gives them the ability to still get to see them at least over the screen.
Yeah.
So
I noticed in some of your videos too that, you know, you do interact with the audience. You know, I actually saw one video where you pulled a woman up on stage and was kind of singing and dancing with her. So it's got to kind of suck, you know, with this whole COVID thing that you can't even go down that road.
You definitely miss that personal touch with the audience. You know, even with some some monitor systems and setup where you wear wireless monitors in your ear, and sometimes you disconnect with the audience.
Yeah.
You know, so I'd rather just like have the live monitors or just listen through the sound system when you go live, because it's hard to engage and interact with them. But yeah, love bringing up maybe a grandma on stage and singing to her, or a little kid like you mentioned earlier before we started recording.
Yeah.
About bringing my grandson on stage at one of the festivals we do mostly every year, but last year it didn't happen.
Right. Yeah, a lot of stuff didn't happen last year.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
But we do have some upcoming dates.
Oh, what do you got? What do you got coming up?
We got if there's any local people in the Northeast Detroit or into Chesterfield, Michigan, Chesterfield Township residents, I'm doing a show at Pollard Park, it's called, and it's May 24th. It goes on at 2:00, and it's for 55 and older, but you have to register online.
Okay.
If you're Chesterfield Township resident, they're going to offer a free lunch as well. So I don't know, I'm sure there's still availability for that.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you're not a resident, I still think that, you won't have a problem getting in there, just asking them, say, I just don't want the lunch or whatever. I'm sure they'd be happy to let you. And, you have to keep your distance and bring a mask, even if they are outside.
Yeah.
So it's going to be under the pavilion.
Right.
Then we are myself and a couple other performing at a place called the Roundup in Waterford.
Oh.
It's an afternoon matinee, and it's sort of like a dance hall. And then on Sunday afternoons, they bring in tribute artists. The Rock Harleys, which is, he does like Johnny Cash, and we got the Elvis Kelly that does the Elvis, and we got many artists that perform there. But I myself and two other artists, I'm not sure who the other artists going to be there on June 13th. That is a Sunday, June 13th, the Roundup in Waterford.
Oh, cool.
And that starts at 2:00, and that's at 5050 Dixie Highway.
Okay. Waterford, Michigan.
Yeah, Waterford, Michigan.
Now are there tickets for that, or is that a freebie? Or
you can go in and purchase tickets, $10 a ticket typically.
Okay.
Sometimes they give you a special 2 for $15.
Oh, cool.
But it's great. It's a wonderful little hall. Holds a couple hundred, 250 in there, and they have a wonderful sound system and great cast of people, and great cast of performers as well.
Oh, beautiful.
August 19th. This is one of MCDR's promotions.
Okay.
That she set up in Elkona, and I believe it's an Elkona Fair. August 19th, I'll be performing up there. Some fair in Elkona. I guess it's in the Thumb or something. I'm not exactly sure where it's at.
Yeah.
So, but you can go to their website, MCDR Entertainment, and I also have their number there if you're interested in their phone.
Yeah. In fact, I have it. Annette gave it to me, and you can contact Annette at area code 248-891-3955.
Right.
So she told me I could do that.
Absolutely.
I just did it. That's Annette.
Yeah.
With MCDR Entertainment.
Yeah.
And then, she's awesome. I had a nice conversation with her.
Yeah.
Over too. So yeah.
Yeah. Also, a couple other shows in October, November. Hasn't been confirmed, but
okay.
There's a VFW fall in Warren, Michigan.
Oh.
It's like the Shaner and 12 Mile area.
Okay.
I'm going to have myself there and two other artists, I believe. And then the other one in December is going to be back at the Roundup. We do many Christmas shows.
Okay.
So the Roundup in Waterford as well, 2:00, and we're doing a Christmas show. I believe it'll be myself, Elvis Kelly, and Kelsey Rose, and she does the 50s, 60s to like Brenda Lee and
right.
Those type of 50, 60 characters. So
yeah, I caught a video of her too. She's pretty talented.
Yeah, she is.
Cool.
But yeah, COVID's really set us back.
Yeah, I mean, as far as like your show percentage wise down, I mean, how much is it really crippled you?
80% about.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, actually, it was hurting so many performers in the Metro Detroit area. Art Seats and Beats, we're supposed to be live performing that, but they canceled that event in Royal Oak or Pontiac, I forget which city.
Yep.
But anyway, they did a video cast on Facebook, I believe, and that also set that up with Art Seats and Beats. And what it was to help raise money for all the performers.
Oh, okay.
They would all perform in their different areas wherever they were, and we happened to perform, and they were set for certain times. So we were there in Canton, Michigan at Talent Live Studios.
Oh, okay.
And Talent Live Studios, recording studio, is Kelsey Rose's dad owns that, and he's a rock and roller from way back, and
Oh, okay.
he's mixes sound and does recordings there for a lot of different performers, national, semi-national, local, you know, all different genders as well.
Right,
so,
right.
And yeah, so that's where we had our fundraiser for all the performers, because it's been so slow. Yeah, like down like 80%. So
oh yeah, definitely.
that 2021 will kick up a little bit more.
Yeah, I really hope so, because you guys all bust your humps out there, and I mean, let's face it, most musicians and entertainers, that if we ain't having fun, we ain't doing it. So, it's all about people walking away from a venue going, man, I had the best time.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it's all about. Otherwise, we'd all be stuck in our basements playing our guitars with old strings on them. So,
yeah.
Definitely. So let me ask you this. What type of show do you do? I mean, do you cover one specific area of Rod Stewart? Is it a really long show, or